Hi, my name is Andraž Blaznik and I'm a photographer. KNCKT is our first video project and we just really wanted to see what we were capable of doing. Early on, when the project was taking shape, we found a boxing club and we just decided one day to go there, knock on the door and ask if they're up to it. And luckily the guy who answered, his name is Carlos by the way, he was up for it. He was really excited about the project and we decided to do it. So immediately we started working on our storyboard. It was like this: we didn't want to do just like a normal documentary project. We wanted to do a film, an actual film with a story, and this is what became of it. So Carlos, the guy we met, was actually a boxer in that club, who was also working as a trainer, and as soon as we saw him, we saw something in him, it just spoke to us. We said, okay, this is the guy, we have to shoot with him. We were really lucky with the place, because basically the place was located where I used to live in London, so I kind of walked by every day, and even since I moved there, I always had it in my mind, yes, I have to do, or I want to do something with that place. At that early stages I was actually thinking about a photo shoot, a photo project, but then it gradually evolved into a video project. The equipment we used was, it was quite of a broad range of lenses we used in this film. We used everything from a really wide angle all the way up to a telephoto lens. But the lenses we used the most were fast prime lenses, mostly because it gave us a greater control over the depth of field and for that special cinematic look. And actually the main reason why we used fast prime lenses was because we were shooting in a really dark conditions, and it was actually the only possible way of us getting the right exposure on the set. Now we also used studio strobe lights, but not the actual strobes, but the lights built inside them as the light sources.
Today's big thing.
In one of our shots, you can kind of see me walking around with a makeshift do-it-yourself Steadicam, which is basically a regular photo tripod, which is just one of the legs is open all the way to its 90-degree, and the two other legs I used as a stabilizer, and I put a camera on, and we also used at the back of the tripod, we also used I think a bottle of water for just to even weights out, and that was our makeshift do-it-yourself Steadicam, which worked I think quite well, especially for the results we got. The whole movie took about 3 days to shoot, and I think we shot between 8 and 10 hours in one day. It was quite exhausting, especially since we did the project, well, all of the involved did the projects outside their working hours, so we shot late in the night. I think we usually finished around 2 o'clock in the morning. So after filming we had loads of material. I think we ended up with about 40 gigs of raw material, and that's where my friend Benjamin comes into play. Since I was behind the camera, his job was to put the film together in the computer, and I think he did a really good job. We also obviously had a lot of ton of new problems to solve, because it was a first time for both of us to play around with this kind of continuity and effects such as freezing time and doing the slow motion. But it was fun, and we learned a lot along the way, so I think it was worth it in the end. One thing we also wanted to play in the movie was also color grading of the film. And basically, since the story has a little story or the dream inside a story, we wanted to have those two colors separated. The key theme throughout the film is basically that even through dedication and preparation and all the involvement, physical and mental, of the boxer, there's still fear present in all of us, not just boxers actually. So I would say the main theme is fear. The point of view shots are actually done relatively simple, no trickery or magic here. Basically what it was, we just took a camera and I put the widest and fastest lens I had, which was 20mm f1.8 at the time, and we just mounted the camera on the chest of both of the boxers, and then just combined the shots. Here we did have some problems because in order for us to place the camera on the chest of the boxers, we have to cover the buttons which would actually trigger the camera. So it was kind of difficult to get behind those buttons, but we managed to do it and we got the shots. Mostly we concentrated on two special effects. One was freezing time, and the other was point of view or chest cam. The freezing time was basically done really simple, with great results, might I add. Basically we just told the guys to stand really still and we placed them in a position right after the punch. We told them to stand really still, we put the camera on rails, we shot in high speed, and we just pushed the camera alongside the rails. In doing that, because we were shooting in high speed movie mode, when we played it back to its normal speed, first of all we eliminated any extra shaking of the boxers, and second of all, it slowed down the actual shot, so it looks slower than it was actually done. And once that was done, also what we did in post-op, we added the effects of the flying mouthpiece and the water droplets, and a little bit of extra flare and stuff like that, so the actual shot looks really good. So after we shot the movie, we didn't just want to leave it at that. We didn't just want to make a movie and a behind-the-scenes video. We wanted the movie to have kind of a life of its own, if you will. And we also did a microsite specially dedicated to Knockout the movie, which you can also visit, by the way. On that website, alongside obviously the trailer, the movie itself, and the making of, we also put extra presents for you visitors. Basically, you have wallpapers there for you to download for both computer and your smartphones. You can leave comments. You can share the video and everything there with the rest of the friends. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching this making of. It's been a lot of fun for us doing that. I hope you enjoyed the movie and making of as well. Stay tuned for some more projects. We have a lot more in store, and hopefully see you soon.